What's up, guys? This is the third video I'm going to be shooting, and essentially it's just business advice from a 20-year-old that's been relatively successful for himself. And the reason I shoot these videos is when I was actually trying to pursue whatever I was trying to pursue, every time I would watch a influencer, whoever online, they were always so far out of reach that it almost felt like their business advice wasn't relatable or applicable. So currently I am 20 years old. I run multiple multi-six-figure businesses. One's a brick and mortar business, two are online. So check out my channel to get some more information on that. But essentially what I wanted to actually dive into today was the overall concept about not missing a day. And the reason I really want to talk about this is I've had some lucky bounces in my life. Things kind of go right for me. And after kind of self-analyzing and reflecting on every single one of those, the only reason that I got the lucky bounce, right? In basketball, you shoot, sometimes it comes off the wrist just right, you hit the front of the rim, it topples over, and you make it. That's a lucky bounce. The only reason I ever make those shots is because I took them in the first place. And I can never make those shots if I don't show up. Every lucky bounce I ever got in my life happened on an average Wednesday afternoon. I was bored. I didn't want to do the work I was doing, but I showed up and accomplished whatever I needed to accomplish. And for whatever reason, whatever turn of events happened, I was able to get that lucky bounce that maybe propelled me to that next echelon. So with the new year coming up, a lot of you are going to set goals, and a lot of the goals are not going to get hit. And I think the reason this is it really boils down to a lack of self-respect. And what I really mean by this is, if you work a regular job, your boss tells you to be in there at 12 p.m., 12 in the afternoon, show up on time. And if you're not there, you're fired. If you like the job and you respect the pay and you don't want to lose the job, you're going to be there at 12 because you respect his authority, you respect the position, you respect whatever it is that's actually making you show up at 12 o'clock out of fear of losing the job. So when you tell yourself, I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day, every single day for the next 365 days, despite however physically ill I am or whatever conditions I'm under, these push-ups are going to get completed. The only reason these push-ups don't get completed is because of a lack of respect for yourself or your authority. You know that if they don't get completed, nothing happens and it's not a big deal. If you respect that you will actually punish yourself for not completing said task, everything will get done. The respect level is so high for your own word, it's like your word becomes magic. And then you start to be careful with what you say too, because I know if I say something, I have to do it. I can't be a liar to myself. So with all these goals that are going to be set in the coming, month or so, going up on 2025, really be careful with what you're setting. Obviously shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, but make sure you're going to be able, not necessarily to hit the goal, but be able to position yourself to where you can actively pursue it every single day. If you don't even have a job, don't set your goal for $1 million because you're not even in a position to where you have money to invest to then get you to that point, unless you hit some crypto meme coin, which I'm not even going to go into that. But set a goal in which you're actually able to accomplish. Not in the sense that, it'll be so easy I can just hit it by February, but in the sense that I'll be able to, like for the push-up goal, I know that unless I break my arms, I could get down on the ground and do 100 push-ups every single day for the next year, right? Even if I have a sore throat and I'm sick or I have a headache, whatever, I could still do the push-ups. No matter what, I could hit that goal. Set goals like that, because what it's going to do for you is as you start to get these small wins to where, I'm 3 months in and I haven't failed yet, you're going to start to build this respect for yourself to where then when you start saying things like, I'm going to post this many videos at this time for this amount of time, once you do that, you start to realize that the input is more important than the output. The reward is just a byproduct of what you're doing. And then the goals you start to set aren't, I'm going to make $1 million. It's, let's say you're a social media influencer. I'm going to post 1,000 videos over the next year. And then what you start to realize is those 1,000 videos lead to the $1 million. It's just a byproduct of your input. So you'll start to really focus on your input and realize that you're going to get a much better return on investment for setting your goals for something like that. I think a good overall message that I'm really getting at here is the ability to actually focus on input and not care about what the reward is will lead you to such greater success. It's not even fathomable. If you're the type of person that can just do work, it doesn't matter how you feel, or it doesn't matter the conditions that you're in, or it doesn't matter what the reward's going to be in the end. you can essentially just say yes sir to yourself and then get the work done. No matter what the conditions are, you are going to win. You are going to make money, you're going to be successful, you're going to get in shape, because everything can be wrong. The whole world can be burning down. If I do more push-ups, I will get in better shape. So if I can put my mindset under, or everybody understands that concept. Let me back up a second. Everybody understands that if I put in X amount of effort, I'm going to get X amount back or Y back. If everyone understands that concept, why don't they focus on the work? They always focus on how I feel or what's the possible outcome or what's the reward. If I focus on, I need to apply this much effort to said task to get the reward, the only focus should be on the effort I need to apply. People focus on all of these other kind of non-tangibles, and it really leads, it's to their detriment. It leads to nothing. If you're the man that can wake up and just say, I need to get X done because it's what I need to do, no matter what happens, the input is all that matters. The input, what I'm actually doing. If I have a machine and on this side I input a ball, and when the ball goes in, after about 20 days, on the other side, it pops out $100. If I understand this process, that by me putting in the ball on this side, $100 will pop out on this side, everyone starts to realize, well, what's happening in the machine? Or, if I get enough hundreds, then I could maybe buy a t-shirt or whatever. What people don't realize is they want all of the dollars, and they know that if I put in enough balls, I'll get the $100. Why don't they shift their focus from here to here where the ball's going in? And if I'm the type of guy that can wake up and no matter the circumstances, I'm going to collect as many balls as I can to throw through the machine, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to have as much cash generated as possible. If I'm that guy, that's the guy that wins. What people don't realize is collecting the balls is boring and they're hard because they don't fit through the machine well and they need to be oiled, and it's difficult and it's not amusing. There's no entertainment in doing that. There's entertainment in watching it come out the other side, so that's all they focus on. That's where the dopamine is. But if you could take dopamine out of your mind, take serotonin, take happiness, and just do what needs to be done, the reward is so much greater than the guy that just says, oh, $100 and gets all happy and fixated and loses all type of drive or motivation. Be the guy that can just focus on the doing. If you're the guy that does, you're an addition to any team. Everybody is going to want to have you around. You're going to be a net positive, a net benefit for yourself as an individual. Everyone talks about discipline. It's almost a buzzword now, right? You need to have discipline. An iron mind, David Goggins. But nobody actually applies it. It's not too hard to figure out what you need to do to make money. There are more ways than ever on the internet and in real life to actually go out there and make more money than you have right now. There's infinite things you can do. I teach you personally how to do it in real life. There's infinite things that you can do to actually make yourself more money than you have today. The reason I state this is to emphasize that you don't need to be creative or hyper smart to make a lot of money now. You only need to be willing to put in the effort. Essentially, let's take what I do for people. I help them start their garage door company and they scale to essentially however big they can take it. My number one performing student is 4.5, 5 months in, and he's doing 40 grand a month. This is what essentially we have in the modern world. I'm going to use me for an example. There's this bridge, and me personally, over the past 4 years, have walked across this bridge and I've landed in Success Town. I've helped about 150 others walk across the bridge to Success Town. So the bridge is here, the path is laid. You're on this side wanting to get to Success Town, thinking, well, I need to figure out a way to create a bridge so I can get there, rather than just saying, you know what, the bridge is laid. He's crossed it himself and he's helped all these other people cross it. Why can't I get across? And a common question I get asked is, Brad, well, how do I know for certain that the bridge isn't going to break when I'm walking on it? And I have to explain to them that you're going into the life of an entrepreneur. First of all, nothing in life is guaranteed, let alone starting a business. I'm not even guaranteed you're going to make it through the end of this video without having a heart aneurysm or a brain aneurysm, and dying. So I'm not guaranteed of anything. But what I can tell you is based on evidence, based on every other day of your life, you have not had a brain aneurysm for no reason. So based on evidence, myself and all of these others have walked across it, and it's held the weight of them. So based off the evidence, you should have enough credibility for you to be able to make it across the bridge. I think why a lot of people don't take action and they don't pull the trigger for anything, not just what I teach people, is they understand that if this bridge is really what he's saying it's to be, and all I have to do is walk across it and I'm going to get the results, if I accept this and fail, that puts the blame on me. I'm a failure. And they're scared to accept the accountability and actually take the steps. Because all it really boils down to when you have an offer like this where you need to cross the bridge is, do you trust the person? And I would argue that there's enough credibility, enough evidence for you to be able to trust. Why don't you take the next step? Why don't you take the leap? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I kind of went off on a bunch of different points, but I hope you found some sort of value. Comment down below what you want me to talk about next, what you're struggling with, what you need help with, just anything. And if you're able to ask a young entrepreneur that's doing well for himself for some advice, I'll try to make a more specific video going over that topic. So comment down below, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I'll see you in the next one.